GX screen we have already seen on the Mobile World Congress, but now what the final product is here. I have first test results. For example, battery runtime test, benchmarks. But first, let me introduce for you, in case you shouldn't have in mind, the X screen. It's kind of a reduced V10 with that second screen over here. But it's only 249 euros here in Germany, Europe, including tax, so around about half of the price of the V10. And as you can see here already, it's really looking great with that glass backside, but on the other hand, you see every single fingerprint. That way, I hope it works for you. So here, so you have to wipe all the way. On the other hand, it's really, really lightweight, just 118 grams. It's incredible. And well, it's just 72 millimeters. From the width here, you can reach the opposite corner of the display. So it's kind of compact for nowadays. 72 millimeters, 143, and the thickness is 7.1, going up to 7.7 millimeters here, where the camera is coming out a little bit. On the most positions here, I measured 7.2 millimeters at 118 grams. So let's come to the main screen first, because this one has 4.93 inch, 109 millimeters. And like I said, it's kind of a reduced V10. You have no full HD resolution. I'm sorry. It's just 720 by 1280 pixels. So you're coming to a density of only 298 ppi. 138 pixel per square millimeter. That's 46% below the average. So nevertheless, you can see or read these tiny text here, and in most cases, let me coming to the second screen with that, you have bigger text over here. I'm always comparing that with, you have a DVD here, you can enjoy a movie, but of course you can get better quality on Blu-ray, more sharpness, but you have to pay for it, of course. Yeah, and that second screen over here, you can have, for example, your VIP apps. You can drag and drop them. You have new events. You have these shortcuts here. That would be VIP contacts, but it's a fresh device, so there's nothing in there. You can control your media player, and especially if you want to, this little screen is working even then if your main screen is turned off. So you have date and time and battery status here. And if you swipe to the left, some quick shortcuts, for example, here to the backside LED. You have that flashlight here, for example, and you can have your media player moved with that one here. And of course, it's that main screen, like I've told you, well reduced in the quality. Let me show you this. No, not the camera. We're coming to this a little bit later. I wanted to present you one of the exactly photos I've prepared. This one here that you can see. It's IPS, yes, but it's not dual domain IPS, meaning you have not that 2x optimization of the red, blue, and green subpixels. So you can see here, depending on the angle you are viewing onto the screen, it changes in brightness, in contrast, in colors. But on the other hand, it's not that extreme that you said, oh, I can't see anymore. And especially, you do not have to watch all the time with 179 degrees onto your screen. So I guess, once more, it's okay for the price. And last of all, for the display, it's not the brightest one, as you can see here. I measured in the middle 338 nits. That's 27% below the average. But on the other hand, contrast is still okay when you have, for example, here black letters on white background. It's again okay, but it's not the best one. But you have some highlights too, of course. First is the 13 megapixels camera on the backside. Videos in full HD, and on the front it's 8 megapixels for selfies, yay! And especially videos again in full HD. You don't have a front flash, but the display is helping a little bit. It's not you cannot compare that to a front LED flash, but nevertheless it's better than nothing, let's call it like that. And you should know the user interface of the camera app, because that's really extremely reduced, let's call it like that. First you have that simple mode here. It's not at all. And especially look at the modes. You have just auto mode and panorama mode. You have the usual settings here, but no HDR, for example, no Pro mode where you could change anything manually. So in case you are just having your snapshots and using auto mode all the time, it's no problem at all. But for people who might at least sometimes have a little bit fun with the camera, it's not the right one. But I guess it's for starters and especially in that price range. So it might be okay, I guess, coming to that. Yeah, Snapdragon 410 is the processor. It's 4 cores, 1.2 gigabyte, Adreno 306 graphics module, and at least 2 gigabyte of internal working memory. So coming to a overall ranking in 12 benchmarks, 50 values I'm taking, computing them all together, and here the result is 48% below the average. That's the niveau of a Moto G from last year, from 2015, that has the same Snapdragon 410, but costing, at least again here in Germany, including tax, 189 instead of 249 recommended retail price for the new X screen. Prices still have to go down here. So of course it's a difference, but the Moto G doesn't have that second screen here, for example, and I already measured that in having that on and having that off in the runtime test. The difference is 2%, needing more 2% battery runtime here for that second screen. That's okay for the comfort it brings, in my opinion. And the Moto G doesn't have that typical LG user interface, for example, with that tap to wake and knock code and whatever. And you know, LG offers you a lot of possibilities to customize your interface and so on. I really love that. By the way, it's Android 6.01, so it's the same like on the Moto G, that's got that update already. So this is the same, but you have to decide for yourself if you love that second screen more or if you go more for the price. On the right side here, you'll find that slot for a nano SIM and no dual SIM, 1 nano SIM and 1 micro SD card, officially up to 2 terabyte, no problem at all. I know there are SD cards up to 256 gigabyte at the moment only, but in case there are a bigger card in the future, you are okay already. Internal memory is 16, leaving a net of 8.9. That's the capacity you should calculate with, 8.9 gigabyte net memory left. And of course, you have 4G, you have dual-SIM HSPA, you have Wi-Fi N, but not in the 5 gigahertz band, and thus no Wi-Fi SC, but at least you have NFC. Yeah, and last but not least, coming to the battery runtime test results. The battery is built in, it's fixed, you cannot remove it by yourself. It has 2300 milliamps, and in a runtime test it made 9% below the average. But that's okay, even at least I would say regular users will come through the day without any problem. Maybe not to the second day, but at least through one day. But intensive users wouldn't come through the day with that result. On the other hand, if you compare the runtime to the price, that result is 7% above the average. So for the price, it's okay, and for regular users, it's okay, that 9% below the average. But for heavy users, you should, I guess, look for others or have made sure that you can recharge during the day. Recharging is a hint for me for the last info for you up to now, because that charger LG is giving you, it's just 0.85 ampere. So that's very, very slow. And with that, the charging times are very, very slow. So it's 40% below the average in relation to the capacity. So if you have a quick charger, let's say with 2 amps or something, it should go way quicker with that. But with the the charger out of the box here, coming with the LGX screen. It's very, very slowly. So 5 minutes or something, don't have any use of that. So be aware of that before you buy. I hope I could help you a little bit with your decision. The full info package is coming, like always, in the final test as text on my website mobiwatch.net. But give me some days or weeks for that. I still have some other phones before I have to test that. Thanks for watching this video. Take care and bye.